up here?
What's up, bro?
Not too much.
Just, buying some like lemons or something.
No. This was the scene of like a world war earlier today.
Is it, I think that probably explains the injuries to Aaron Carter and Gravy.
Right? Yeah,
we were talking to them. Yeah, she explained it to me. Yeah.
So, I want to ensure that you had some information available to you. Junior did go to sleep before I was able to forward it to him. So I'm gonna kind of keep it short, only because I'm unsure how much you have been briefed thus far.
Do you want me to give you the details that I have and you can fill in the blanks?
Does Darkstone mean anything to you?
Fuck no.
Oh my lord. What about you, Charles?
I don't like that guy.
I have been briefed to the extent that I saw Justice put out a state announcement.
Okay.
And that's about it. Yeah.
So I'm going to keep this kind of rather short because the fact, okay. Fuck me in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
Like
I'd rather you,
thing, but,
rather you keep, obviously keep this to yourself. Sure. That means you, Charles.
I don't speak. Well, good. All
right. Oh my lord. Okay. I think, okay. God damn it. You've never heard that phrase ever?
Not once in my life.
I'm going to give you one opportunity here, Charles, to take a gun and shoot me.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So, here's what I do know.
Do it.
No.
About 12 or 13 days ago, I was notified of a situation. This is me connecting dots, to be clear. I was notified.
Why did he just hand you a gun? Sorry.
That was my gun.
Okay.
So, I was notified that there was a situation that was unfolding. I want to say in the area of Legion Square, and there was a dogfight with military equipment. And
correct.
The chief of police told me that he didn't feel compelled to tell me about it because it would compromise operational integrity.
Okay. Well, I'll okay, I can understand to a degree that, because that is part of my concern with what I am going to get brought up. I'm going to make a bit of an executive decision here, and if I got reamed in the ass, so be it. We have had a contractor, effectively military contractor, operating within the realm of San Andreas for some time. And they have been working with the marshals. However, the marshals are effectively DOC with more tools. They don't have training. They don't have experience. They're sort of winging it. And as a consequence of all that, I imagine that is why we had the circumstance with y'all, the justices, and Gunnar Kane recently, and subsequently that
Gunnar Kane. I can't stop hearing that guy's fucking name.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
He's the most active one, and as far as I'm aware, that is the point of contact with these folks. But the concern is they have been offering up their services to law enforcement to fight entities. We'll leave it at that for now. However, for some time, even as a sergeant, I was kind of like, what the fuck? How does that make any sense? Because what is that? Where does that open up? Like, do I get to say Hydra is now my government contractor, right? What if I want to bring in the Chinese military? What's next, right? You get where I'm going with this.
I do.
So, to kind of fast forward the conversation to today, and some of these details, once again, I until I'm allowed to say, right, and get further clearance, I can't get into too much detail. But they, like I said, they've been operating for some time. Things have been lost, and gotten in the wrong hands. In other cases, and these guys in some level have been responsible, but specifically, I would say the marshals. Number one, not bringing it up to you. Number two, we are not getting the information we need. I arrested the heads of these individuals, this military org, today. Okay. And under the guise of attempted murder, possession of class 3 unauthorized flying, terrorism, you name it. In doing so, I have since released them for two parts. Number one is, if I'm going to press charges, it's going to go on the docket. But sure, the key here was I made a demand that, you know, it don't really matter what you're offering us unless you are sanctioned by the state and it is within the realm of the law. Your activities here are illegal. And just because Gunner Kane might be like stroking you off, that don't make things right. Especially given the fact that, you know, that kind of gives them a blank check to do whatever the fuck they want unchecked. Right.
Right.
So the reason I bring it to you is, number one, to let you know what happened here today. Series of war equipment, including, let's just call it classified equipment for the time being.
I want to ask you something, if you don't mind.
Sure.
This is all very, very interesting. The PD are a public service, right? Effectively, it says so in the Constitution, and the Constitution says that public services, including the PD, are my responsibility as mayor. So when I hear that, it sounds like there's a military contractor that's being directed in some capacity by the San Andreas State Marshals, an entity whose mandate is to police corruption within the government and government institutes. Is what coordinating shipments of military-grade equipment to a police department that is my responsibility without my knowledge or approval.
Let's see, do you know about like that bit?
Which bit specifically?
The transport of military equipment?
I just found that out about 30 minutes ago.
Okay.
From a couple officers who were involved in one of the deliveries. Not from the chief of police or the ASK chief, to be clear. So when I find this out, is it not fair for me to feel as though my authority is being undermined by being kept in the dark on all of this?
I think you have the right to feel that way. Unfortunately, I don't think there's maliciousness. I think it's incompetence at play.
I don't disagree with you.
And
I don't disagree with you at all.
This has been a rather patterned circumstance across multiple areas, including but not limited to this. And where my intention today, when I threw one of them in cuffs and brought them into interrogation, followed by their head, the guy that calls the shots here in San Andreas, was to, number one, get clarity on these very points. And what I will say is they are not authorized. They were simply given the head nod by Gunner Kane, as well as Richard Dark. Now, what that to me is, they allowed effectively a terrorist organization to operate because it is convenient. Now, I don't for a minute think that, once again, that it was malicious. It was, once again, incompetence, because we swore oath to the Constitution. And those things that have been happening are outside the realm of the law. And it is our duty to, be consistent here, right?
Right.
So the compromise that came out of this, and he did agree after I laid out what's happening, right? Because I will say that both individuals that I brought to interrogation, the first one is like one of his Leicas. He was very forthcoming, right? And that's kind of when I wouldn't say I put my guard down, but I realized that this guy, this soldier, was not operating in bad faith.
Yeah.
As for this, the main guy whose name I'm not using at this time, I'm sure,
Understandable.
we'll get to that eventually. He understandably was a little, I would say he was rather confused, right? Mostly because I think he expects that he's going to assume that the marshals are doing what they need to do, right?
Yeah.
And that the right entities would be made aware. There's an assumption that y'all, the justices, would have been made aware of the operation that happened about 10 days back, right? And so he's surprised that that didn't happen. He was further surprised that what he's doing might be illegal. Once again, he's been given certain clearances by the marshal. Why would he be thinking there's a problem, right? So what I would ask of you, and I let him know that I'm going to touch base with you, Junior Huntley, instead of, going right to the top to the governor or whomever. And I am going to ask, first off, I would say that we do need them, right? But I also recognize there need to be limitations, right?
Sure.
And so he has agreed to, number one, sign any documentation, formal or otherwise, with the governor as to what their scope is. Secondly, that he would sign off on an agreement on SOPs, right? Specifically, if something is known to be, that if they get information that might be damaging to San Andreas, right? Inbound attack, they would contact law enforcement high command, right? In a fashion, we can define how that fashion is, right? Number two, that if there is a threat that pops up out of the blue, like it did today, what is their first line of action? I would argue that would be immediately contacting 911, right? So such and such, code name, this shit is going down. Either back off, evacuate, or we need you to engage, Otherwise, we're going to lose cops just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah.
Or number three, if it is any form of operation that is pre-planned, that we are given advance notice. So I think this is rather basic of a request, and I am asking for your and Junior's help to sort of help coordinate that.
I'm open to it. I think the one piece of the puzzle that I feel would be missing is that I would expect some type of contractual agreement in place between the county and this military operator.
I think. Yep.
Because if equipment is being sold to a department that's under my purview, I feel it's.
I don't think there was a
duty.
sale. I think it was more of a donation.
Okay.
But keep in mind, I don't have all the answers, right?
Yeah.
So I
don't know that really changes anything for me, Brian. I'll be honest. I don't know that it being a transaction or not really is here nor there for me. How my department gets its equipment, I think, is important for me to know, right?
Well, I'm going to show you something.
Please. Okay.
Take a close look at that. It's already badged. This ain't, I mean, it's public knowledge. I mean, it's not like it's on the fucking gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't disagree with you. I would advise that you, Junior, and perhaps draft something and enact it alongside the governor. I believe there may be intention by him to help coordinate that
Sure.
But I think some of this may be outside of the realm of normality, if that makes sense.
It
And
does,
I think bringing it back to normality is kind of the goal, right? And
sure. Yeah, sure.
both in terms of like I said, what a scoped contract, right? Whatever that might look
Yeah.
like. Number 2, SOPs, expectations, right? How do they communicate to us so that the proper entities are made aware, right? Or it may even be that like something like 911 and then the PD goes and contacts the government. Or if it's pre-coming, like if it's like, you know, got a pre-cum situation where, you know, something's happening in 2 weeks, what does that look like? Doesn't need to be complicated. It just keeps people from being in the dark. But then the third, of course, comes into play where does that sit with the law, right? Because, but I want to give you an opportunity to kind of like chew on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As,
let me, chances are, if anything needs to be legislated for this, it's going to be me doing it, Brian. I'll be candid. I don't think Mr. Huntley is going to feel comfortable drafting something like this. So do let me chew on it and let me see what I come up with.
All right.
But this is, I'm going to be honest with you, Brian. This is just, it's another instance of this theme, this recurring theme that I've been basically listening to for the last 48 hours, in that there is an issue of incompetence in the leadership of multiple organizations in the state of San Andreas right now. And a lot of these issues have been for a very, very long time.
Wait.
And unfortunately, I'm the dumb fuck that's mayor now that has to deal with this bullshit. So
I think some of it may be I don't know the full scope of what you're referencing, but I can see what you mean.
Kind of what I signed up for. I'll do what I can. But to your point, let me chew on this conversation. I at least understand things at a high level. Let me at least draft up a framework, but I may need to come back to you to fill in some blanks, especially around SOPs, right?
I think we can set up some sort of meeting. I'm going to talk to the sheriff tomorrow about some of this. I have emailed him, made contact with that. High Command has been notified as to the findings and whatnot. I suppose there may need to be some sort of joint meeting. Governor, y'all two, their organization or representative to present a more clear picture of what's happening. And I think that would be good because I am telling you, even I am looking through a pigeonhole, right? I have no access. Most of High Command has no access to what has been going on due to, once again, lack of paperwork, incompetence, ADHD, series of things. So in many ways, this is almost having to go back to square one. I mean, like, what exactly is occurring? And how do we make it work, right? So, all right.
No, that all makes sense, and that's kind of why I'm even apprehensive to start writing anything down because I've got completely incomplete information here. All I have to go off is what you've told me. I don't know what the operational considerations are for something like this. So a joint meeting would be good. If you could speak with the sheriff and perhaps set that up, I think that's probably square one for us here.
Okay. All right. Easy. Okay. Well, I appreciate it quite a bit. And like I said, I just want to make sure things are moving along. You know what I mean? Of course. All right. Awesome.
Keep me posted.
Do you think you could talk to Junior about this? And I'm going to be rather blunt, right? And extremely transparent. I know you got members of the cabinet. I'm sure he does too. That do things that they probably shouldn't. I know because I do look through financial records and whatnot.
Oh,
Sure.
I'm not talking about you, Danger, but
okay.
That
All
is
right.
limited in not, and including things like what Riss has been doing, doing
Yep.
massive financial transactions, putting really stupid comments in there. I ain't got time to look into what the fuck she's doing, but my point for bringing that up is, keep it to y'all, right? Otherwise, it ain't gonna be good for nobody. You know what I mean?
On matters like this, I have legal restrictions in place that ensure she can't even get involved in conversations,
Yeah.
let alone have an opinion on it. So yeah,
If you
it'll
could
stay
let
between
Junior
you.
know as well, in case I can't get to him first. Like, honestly, you two and Junior should probably be the only ones that know this until a meeting does take place. As
I will.
I'll put it this way, right?
Yeah.
You don't want entities to prevent this, and then all of a sudden there is no opportunity to, resolve.
Yeah.
And I'm being rather vague here because once again, there's certain things I can't disclose till I, can. But that's kind of what my gut's telling me.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll pass that across to Junior, and I hope he understands the severity of the situation.
Yep. I mean, the alternative is you set up a meeting for like a day or two, and everything can be presented there. I'll leave it to you, to be honest.
You're really smart, Brian. You're just smart, man.
But in what way?
No, just like very insightful and intellectual about a lot of things that happen around. Like, I just wouldn't expect a deputy. I feel like you're settling for being a police officer.
I'm
I
a
feel like
captain.
you could do so much more.
I was high command for 3.5 years and led the detective
what if you try
unit.
to run for the office?
I'm
I
the
feel like
reason
it could
this
be really
island
good for
still
you,
exists.
Saying like it could be really good in like somewhere else. Like what if, like we need people like you.
Can you just say what you're saying? Like, what are you're like
Just
beating
run
around
for
the
like
bush?
mayor or something? Can you do something
Oh
crazy?
my God.
Like
Can we leave, please?
you're the one who suggested it, Michael. I
Come
don't know
on,
why you're
Danger,
making it sound
please.
like this is Maya shit.
All right, y'all take care.
Take care, Knight. Yeah.
Also, I get
Why
the
nigga?
keys sorted later this evening.
Yeah. Please. Thank you.
We're getting the mayor keys.
Shut up, Danger.